Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit, where a lot of my topics are centered on mental health, but I also discuss health and wellness and some general lifestyle topics on here as well. So I'm going to be continuing with these special series that I've been doing on mental health. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering Maia Campbell. But before I jump into the video, if you could please hit the like and subscribe button, that would be much appreciated. During the early 90s to early 2000s era, Maia Campbell was in a lot of different Black American film projects and television series. One of the series that Maia Campbell was consistently on was In the House, that also starred LL Cool J. She was also in the movie Poetic Justice that came out in 1993 with Janet Jackson and Regina King and Tupac. She was in Tyrese's music video called Lately that came out in 1999. So she was definitely working during that point in time. Maia was unable to continue with her career in acting as a result of her mental health issues. Eventually, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and even during that point in time, she wasn't being compliant with medication and her treatment services, and so her life went down a spiral, unfortunately, for an extended period of time. And this is common for a lot of people, especially in the Black American community. There's a lot of stigma when it comes to mental health. There's a lot of stigma just in society outside the Black community too when it comes to mental health. I should also acknowledge that. So other communities deal with that too. But especially in the Black American community, it's seen as something bad to say that you have a mental illness. And so a lot of times people won't be willing to seek out any type of treatment services. And for the people that do have bipolar disorder like Maia, it's vital for them to be participating in some form of mental health treatment services, because a lot of the treatment, the foundation of the treatment, involves taking some form of psychotropic medication. And so a lot of times a person may be under a psychiatrist's care, and the psychiatrist is monitoring that person's response to whatever medications they're prescribing. And sometimes that psychiatrist may have to make changes in the dosage or make changes to the medication that the patient's on in order for them to achieve some form of stability in their life where their bipolar disorder is not causing significant impairments in their lives. And so I do want to give a disclaimer. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just giving general information about what is usually entailed for people who do have bipolar disorder, what helps them in achieving some form of mental stability in their lives. And a lot of it has to deal with being under the care of a physician, usually like a psychiatrist, because psychiatrists are specialized in mental health. And so that's all that they do. They prescribe medications for people who may have major depressive disorder, anxiety, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and the list goes on and on. So for a lot of people out there, when they're not being compliant and taking medications like they're supposed to, that causes a lot of instability in their lives. Their disorder causes a lot of impairment in their lives. And as a result, they can't function in everyday society. And so it appears that was the case for Maia, because there was a point in time where she wasn't on medication, she wasn't receiving treatment, and she was also turning to other substances, it sounds like, to try to address some of her symptoms or to try to cope and deal too. And that's common for a lot of people who have severe mental illnesses, whether it's bipolar disorder, schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia. It's common that you will see these individuals using drugs or alcohol or a combination of all of that in addressing their symptoms when they should be receiving mental health treatment by a qualified mental health professional. I do want to acknowledge that mental health treatment doesn't only encompass medication services, that psychotherapy is also an essential component in mental health treatment, especially for a lot of individuals. And so for people who are living with serious mental illnesses, they may find it extremely beneficial to participate in some form of psychotherapy where they're meeting with a licensed therapist, such as a licensed clinical social worker or a psychologist, and they're achieving additional healing in their lives. Substance use treatment is also an important component, especially for individuals who are living with co-occurring disorders, like they have a mental illness, such as like a bipolar disorder, and they also have a substance use disorder. Meeting with a substance use counselor can be another added benefit to their treatment process. Even with all the treatment services that are out in society, a person has to be open and receptive to that treatment, or else it's not going to work. And they have to feel like their needs are being addressed, that culturally competent care is being provided to them, that they're being heard, that they're being understood. Because even if a person is open to treatment, if they feel like they're not being heard by their mental health treatment team, they're not going to be receptive to it, and they're going to eventually fall out of services. Based on previous interviews that Maia Campbell has done, it sounds like she got to a point in life where she was ready to make a change. And so that's how she was able to turn that leaf in her life and achieve some level of healing and mental stability. In a recent interview that she gave, she mentioned that she was approximately 6 years sober, which is amazing. And I wish her continued success in her journey of healing, because it doesn't mean that just because someone participates in mental health treatment or substance use treatment that everything is perfect now. No, they still may have personal struggles, but how they manage those struggles is what's important. So I just wanted to do Maia Campbell's story just because I think it can be a story of inspiration to other people out there. And I hope you found value with this video. And if you could please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, and also share this video with individuals who may be interested in this type of content, would be much appreciated. So until next time, take care.